Hey guys, welcome back to Booze Reviews in Black and White. I'm D'Amico. This is Bane. Today we are busting out a single malt whiskey for you guys. Yes, single malt whiskey, not a single malt scotch.
Kind of.
Yes and no, but no. Actually, no, because I know those purists on there will be tanning our hides on comments saying, "You motherfuckers lied, that's not a scotch." We know it's not a scotch. This is made from, this is made in India, so it is a whiskey, because whiskey can be made anywhere on the planet. Scotch, only Scotland, as you guys all know. We have the Amrut Fusion. 50% alcohol by volume.
It's on fire.
Yeah, it's got some heat to it.
Hot stuff.
Just a little bit. But I do want to just quickly go over some of the awards, because when I saw this, I was skeptical, as if, you know, some of you may very well be still. India, what the hell? Are you serious? But yeah, third finest whiskey in the world, Jim Murray, Whiskey Bible. Now this is from, they got that rating from 2010. Malt Advocate, or now Whiskey Advocate. 2011 World Whiskey of the Year. So I mean, Best Natural Cask Daily Drams Award from Malt Maniacs, and that was from 2009. Very little has changed over the last 3 to 4 years as far as tasting, because I looked at Whiskey Advocate and they still get like 92 points or something like this for this one. Something up there, which is good. You guys know?
I just want to try
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so, well, actually, I do have something to add. The reason why I said it's a little bit Scottish is because the barley used in this product is actually half India and half peated Scotch barley.
Correct.
So that's where you're getting that Scottish little twang in there.
Right. So what they did was, you know, India, barley, they grow barley in India as well, but it's a different strain than the stuff that's grows in the U.S. and the U.K. So they took India barley from India, distilled it, you know, made a whiskey, and then they shipped in or freighted in, I don't know how they did it, whatever, some peated barley malt from Scotland. So, and then they made a whiskey distilled it, made a whiskey, and then they combined them in a barrel together. That's where you're getting the fusion. So you're getting the UK, the Scottish, with the India fused together in one barrel. And that's where they're coming up with fusion.
Peatiness just coming through very nicely, but it's not all about the peat. I mean, there's so much going on.
There's a little fruit. Sour apple, almost tropical, but not quite.
And you think for something like 50% alcohol by volume, this thing would just be like killing your nose. No, it's very gentle. I mean, you can almost stick your nose in here. You're not getting that burn like you do on a lot of whiskeys. I'm liking the nose. It's great.
Green banana, like unripe banana peel. I mean, if you've never had green bananas, go to the grocery store, buy a small little bunch of them, or if they let you buy them singly, rip one off, whatever. While they're green, they're really more tart than you would expect. Yeah. And that's what I'm talking about here. And some other whiskeys have that characteristic. Some wines, some beers will have that green-esque quality to it. If you've never tried that or have never done that with a green banana, I suggest you try it. You know, peel it back, smell it, taste the fruit. you'll have another flavor component to get your brain going when you're trying different spirits, different beers and stuff. So just a little interesting fact.
The nose just blows me away. Just so subtle, so nice. I mean, there's layers in the nose. The palate, not as dramatic to me, but it's still very nice. I'm not getting as much peat as I did on the nose, which is a little bit surprising. The layering is actually pretty nice to where you're actually finishing with a little bit of that, like, not caramel, but I guess kind of like that. It's an oak, but a little bit different style of oak, it seems. It's not like a oak that I would have in like an American whiskey. I'm actually really wondering what they barrel age this in.
They barrel age this in the ex-bourbon barrels. That's what I was going to say. That's interesting that you said that, because they're using, just like most whiskey producers, especially in Scotland and Ireland, they're using ex-bourbon barrels.
See, to me,
from the U.S. of A. Yeah, no,
that's so funny. I mean, you put me on the spot there, but to me, I'm getting like a little wicker or something.
Exactly. It does, because of the whiskey. It's more the whiskey, not the wood, I think.
Yeah.
Because when I learned that they were using bourbon barrels too, I was at a whiskey class and I was like, really? It's like, yeah. But it's more, I mean, again, you know, the malted barley from India is a different strain than the stuff that we're used to drinking from America, from Ireland, and from Scotland. So that makes sense that it would throw you off a little bit. It's not off-putting, at least not to me. It almost adds another component, another layer there. I can't really describe the flavor of it, but it's one more reason for me to drink whiskey, and especially not to be afraid to try whiskeys from other countries that aren't established as far as whiskey production is concerned.
Sure. Again, going back to the palate a little bit, I'm not getting any real fruit that comes through with this one. I think it's more or less about the barley. I'm getting those kind of those natural flavors. The oak is, you know, kind of there the entire time. Stinging, none. It actually smooths out pretty nicely. For 50% again, I mean, this is actually a very smooth whiskey. And I shouldn't say none. I mean, for somebody who's trying this new, it's going to burn their mouth, but you know, it's really smooth for 50%. I can't stress that enough. I think I'm going to dive into a little bit of water.
Go for it. Now you didn't get much fruitiness on the palate, but I did. I got a lot of, excuse me, orange spice, like orange spice, spiced orange, if you will. Dried orange peel, dried citrus, that almost tingly, concentrated flavor. Maybe some of you guys will know what I'm talking about. Almost like a reduced orange juice. You know, you take a nice orange juice and kind of reduce it in a pot, concentrate the flavors, get a little bit of that spice, almost a cedar, you know, component to it.
Sure.
I get honey.
That's very good. I'm picking up a lot of honey. Yeah, and there's like just a little bit of that citrus or something coming through there. That water kind of brings that out a little bit.
Some fun little things about the India whiskey. They actually don't put age statements on their products. I think it would be a deterrent if you learn how young these whiskeys were.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, I'm not going to quote it. When I was in class, I'm almost positive I heard him say, this is like 5 years old. 3 to 5 years old. Yeah. So that's really young, obviously, for Scotch whiskey drinkers. That would definitely be a deterrent for a lot of people that don't know that, you know, there are other whiskeys. The reason that this is so young is the heat in India gets up there. You guys, you know, would probably guess that. The humidity is up there, as you guys would guess that. So it ages the whiskey faster. It integrates into the barrels much faster, and it evaporates. That angel share is through the roof, they said. I mean, they're talking 15% evaporation almost a year. Holy. And if you could imagine your barrel reducing 15% every year, it's like those are some drunk ass angels. Like, for real. You know what I mean? Like, I want mine back.
I would totally have like my barrel area. I would have something to collect that.
Like, what? Really? I'm not giving nobody 15% of anything.
Exactly.
So, and that's why. I mean, they you know, obviously it's a marketing thing. They don't want to put their age statements on. I do have another Amrut cask strength that we'll do at a later time, and that one is 61.2% or something like that. So 122, 124%, or 124 proof, something like that. Again, you know, staying that long in a barrel, that high octane, will start to dissolve the wood and disintegrate the wood. So they don't keep it in as long. They do make a peated version. Look them up, Amrut. Just Google AmrutWhiskey.com or AmrutWhiskey.co.uk. They have several different labelings and stuff like there. This is really good stuff.
We'll go ahead and rate this guy. For 50% alcohol, I'm really surprised how smooth it is. With a little bit of water, this palate is pretty wonderful, except for the fact that it doesn't go fruity, which is perfectly fine. And the whiskey doesn't need to go fruity. It doesn't need to be super complex. This one's complex enough for me to rate it an 87.
With the water, okay, before the water, I would give this an easy 92 points. With that, after the water, you know, it does something. Yeah, it cuts the alcohol back a little bit, but it opens things up. I mean, there's a little more of everything that I tasted straight out of the bottle. Almost not really concentrating it, but layering it a little bit better. You know, the spicy orange citrus, the honey, like the raw honey, like straight off of a honeycomb, or, you know, the raw stuff. Just raisins and just good stuff. After I put the water in, I got to give it a 95.
Damn.
I know.
Very nice. Well, Amrut, check it out. Not sure about distribution, but check your local liquor stores. Find something new whiskey, new scotch, whatever it is. Look around, and please leave your comments and questions with us.
Yes, if you guys have had any of the Amrut products, leave a comment. What did you have? What did you think? Be honest. Sure. I don't want any of that BS sugarcoating stuff. Be honest. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.